In this session, we'll deal with locating regulations using Nexis Uni. To find the regulations, we go under the tab of Legal and down to Administrative Codes. I'll type in a term here. I'll use domestic violence again. When I look at the list of entries, I've got over 10,000. So if I go to jurisdiction, I can go to United States Federal. And notice that we've got a lot of things coming out of the Federal Register, which is where regulations are first published. But if I want to limit to the Code of Federal Regulations, that would include all the regulations that are currently enforced by the federal government, I would go down to source name. And CFR, Code of Federal Regulations, is the information there. Notice if I look at the blue entry, it does not tell me where this is coming from. It gives me a section number, but it does not give me a title number or a subject number. If I look down on the line below the CFR, it gives me that information. Another way I can get to that is by clicking on the entry itself, and it'll be prominently displayed. If I go down to the bottom of the entry, there's some additional information. What statute is allowing this to be made a regulation? What gives it the authority? The history of the regulation, and any notes related to the regulation. I want to show you something else that can be found in the Code of Federal Regulations. Not every document will have this, but if we go down, I'll go down to number 7 here, which is the Violence Against Women's Act. And if I click on that, it gives me the information. And notice it says off to the side, shepherdize this document. Shepherdizing is how we know that this is good law and can be used in court. Notice it mentions a few different cases here, and I could limit to what federal courts I want to see, state courts, but basically this is giving me information about where it's been discussed. Also notice it tells me under the analysis that it's had at least 1 positive and 4 neutral discussions, and then many more that have cited it. If I go back to Nexis Uni, go to the Legal tab, go to Administrative Codes, type in my term, and instead of federal, I'm going to look for Missouri. So I have to click on more, and then I can look through the list. And as we continue down, there's Missouri. And again, I could look for the source name. And in Missouri, the Missouri Code of State Regulations are where those codes are put. So again, I have the same type of thing here where I've got the section, but I need to look below to see what title is being used. So as you can see, we could do this on the federal level or at the state level. So one other way I can search for this title is to go to Sources and type in Missouri. And there, see, it has Missouri Code of State Regulations. So I need to search that after I click on it. And then I can add this as a search filter. And when it does that, when it adds it as a search filter, notice this is where it's limited to. And if I do my domestic violence, I again get 24 entries. If I click on an entry here and go down to the bottom, I have similar things to what I saw in the Code of Federal Regulations, including statutory authority, the history. And I do have a commentary that gives me a little more information on it.